We are surrounded. A ring of spears pointing inward from the edges of our system. The Black Fleet could have destroyed us, and yet they have waited. Why? Savathun knows more than she lets on. It is the only reason she still lives, and she is keenly aware of that fact. It is why Xivu Arath pursues her so relentlessly. For Xivu Arath answers to the same entity as the Black Fleet. We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that we have. I must reiterate, she will try to betray us. It is all that a wretched, self-serving creature like Savathun knows how to do. She needs me to free herself of her worm, but after that, the blind well requires alignment. As you rescue my remaining Techians, continue your audiences with her. How did Mies Rex put it? We must all learn to live alongside our monsters. Though I suppose he never said for how long.
The ley lines convey so much power. How can you handle it safely?
That's what the regulators are for. Without them, the blind well would be dangerously unstable.
Then I guess we'd better replace those batteries.
The energy contained in those batteries are attractive targets for the Taken and Scorn alike. We need to keep a close eye on them. For a long time, we thought that the blind well led to your throne world alone, Queen Mara.
That used to be the case, until our new Techians cleverly repurposed it. In doing so, they opened the blind well to the rest of the Ascendant Plane. And Xivu Arath.
The Taken rifts are receding, and the area is secure.
Until we reveal the true voice behind the darkness, none of us can be secure.
The Techians study both light and darkness, right?
They study paracausal forces in whatever form they manifest.
And they don't shy away from the truth, even if it comes from the darkness.
What's your point, Crow?
Savathun knows the truth about the Black Fleet. Why shouldn't we learn from her, even if she's a creature of darkness?
If you're counting on getting the truth from the Hive God of Deceit, you're already lying to yourself.
Journey forth, Guardian, and be bold. Scorn. Harvesting Ascendant energy with such simple, brute force. They must be stopped. It appears these decaying vermin have discovered a means to refine Ascendant energy. The dark intellect of the Scorn is a cruel reflection of their former lives as Elixni. But to have reverse engineered a process to refine Ascendant energy, they could not have done this on their own.
The Scorn staged some sort of ritual combat. This is not a Volixni culture. Are they developing their own? These Scorn appeared to be in the early stages of developing some form of trial by combat. I'm reminded of your Crucible, Guardian. Mockeries of life, sloughing off the skin of their former culture. If the Scorn are learning, changing, what are they becoming?
Excellent work, Guardian. We couldn't have done it without you. Based on this latest expedition, Xivu Arath's forces appear to have gathered their strength.
Xivu Arath's title as the Hive God of War is no mere gilding. She earned it. She is a strategist and tactician. Her sister may be known for her cunning, but there is more at work here than a sword's edge. This cache holds record of the Harbingers, ancient weapons we set to bear against the Hive God Oryx. When we attacked Oryx's dreadnought, 3 Techians and I set the Harbingers upon him. It took all our powers to call forth weapons of such impossible destruction, all for naught. Now his sister awaits me, lingering in her crystal coffin. A move against her will not succeed if guided by force alone. This is a Corsair wayfinding cache. Information on their search for me through the ruins of this place. To imagine my Corsairs looked for me, even here, that they gave their lives while searching through these crooked plains. A queen would not be humbled. I will add their sacrifice to the weight I already bear. This data cache was left by one of my Techians after the Battle of Saturn. It bears my name. She was trying to reach me through the power of her will. She entered this plane and summoned me. And she succeeded, after a fashion. Rest. Your queen has heard your call.
When this is over, I wonder if Mara will uphold her end of the bargain and let me live. Killing me is probably at the top of your to-do list as well, isn't it? You've done a lot of killing over the years. Let me ask you something. Of all the enemies you've fought, how many saw your ghost and realized, that's why Guardians are so strong? Not most, but some. They might have even taken a shot at it. R.I.P. Cade. Now, how many saw beyond your ghost? How many followed the line of your light straight back to the Traveler? And how many knew enough to aim a weapon there? A few. the smart ones, the dangerous ones. You'd recognize their names. Listen to me now. Look beyond me to my worm. Look beyond my worm to something far, far worse. Then look down at that little gun in your hand and tell me, what do you think you're going to do with that thing?
Petra, it's Ikora Ray. I thought now would be a good time to check in.
Things are progressing as well as can be expected, given the circumstances. While we've recovered some of the lost Techians, we still don't have everyone we need to separate Savathun from her worm.
Understood. Don't rush this on my account. Savathun may be waiting for the freedom she thinks is coming. But frankly, I don't care what she wants. This needs to be done with as minimal risk to your people as possible.
I know you hope that this will lead you to Osiris. But you want my opinion? Osiris is already dead. Savathun is a creature of lies. She has no honor.
Your opinion is noted. And on the subject of opinions, how's Crow?
You want my take? On him? In a word, vulnerable. But Queen Mara refuses to send him away. Though, you could.
Trust is a delicate thing, Petra. I don't want to lose his. This is important to him. I trust Crow to make the right choices, and for you to protect him from himself if he doesn't.
Saint's recent reports were unfocused, Zavala says with a sigh. Ikora nods from across the office. She stands with her arms crossed tightly over her chest. He suffered through an eternity of battle to keep us safe. Then he comes to the tower and lets his guard down, lets himself care for someone, and that's when he gets hurt. She grimaces. Badly. Zavala shifts in his chair and runs his large hands over his desk. His palms have memorized its every bump, every groove. I'm giving him space, but I don't know what else I can do. I'm not sure if he even believes the real Osiris is hidden away somewhere, but he's out there all the same. He just has to do something. I can understand that feeling, Ikora says quietly. That's what I should have been doing. Seeing things my hidden missed. Out in the field, putting the pieces together. Her lip curls in disgust. Not wasting time in the tower, waiting for an attack. Zavala looks up at her and frowns. It's not like you to second-guess yourself. Ikora's jaw tightens. Bitter fire flickers in her eyes. Maybe I should. Her voice is brittle. I brought Osiris Savathun inside our walls. Yes, as you did with Mithrax and the House of Light, Zavala counters evenly. But Ikora lowers her eyes. People died for that too. As Zavala rises from his seat, she turns away. The last thing she wants is to be comforted. She hears him lean against his desk, and a patient silence fills the room. Finally, Ikora lets her arms fall to her sides. When she looks at Zavala, his expression is one of confusion rather than concern. It's been years since I've heard you talk like this, he says. Frustration rises in her. I looked in his eyes and didn't see it. Neither did I. None of us did. Zavala's face looks almost serene, which makes Ikora want to hurl a Nova bomb into it. Listen, he says. We have conquered the Cabal in their arenas. We have chased the Hive into their ascendant planes, the Vex deep into their network. We have been tricked by the god of trickery, and we have fought the god of war on the battlefield. Zavala's mouth tightens into a grim line. When we go up against gods, we fight them on their terms. That usually means we take the first hit. We can't choose when that happens, but we can make damn sure we're the ones left standing. He sits back down at his desk and racks a sheaf of papers, as if putting a period on his sentence. Ikora clasps her hands behind her back, then takes a long breath. I'll support him as best I can, she says. Share all my intel on Osiris, anything we learned while my hidden were shadowing Crow after he first rose. If Savathun left a trail, I'll find it. I know you will, Zavala says. Ikora allows his words to reach her. I wish there was a way to get him back, she says quietly. Saint or Osiris? Zavala asks, looking up. The hem of Ikora's robe whispers softly across the floor as she leaves the office.